I have two great, amazing student athletes here. You guys probably remember Cheyenne. If you don't, this is my little sister. And she has one of her childhood friends, Julia. What's so funny? Isn't she a childhood friend? Like, don't start laughing, please. Your team has your team experience. Are you okay? Like, what is wrong with you?
You need to watch the video of the face she just made. Why'd you make that?
I can't, yo. When did you... Alright, so as you can see, they just keep laughing and giggling every time they look at each other. What is your earliest memory of each other? Like, you guys been together for so long. Yeah. Yeah. I'll ask the question over here. Like, no. So you can say
Start over. I'm like sweating right now.
I'm not doing it. Alright, go. Alright.
Welcome to the
Sisters Podcast.
The Sisters Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Sisters Podcast. I have two great, amazing student athletes here. You guys probably remember Cheyenne. If you don't, this is my little sister. She was in the first episode. And yes, she does look very different. She has grown. And she just actually turned 18. Congratulations, Chey.
Thanks.
And she has one of her childhood friends, Julia. What's so funny? Isn't she a childhood friend? Like, don't start laughing, please. Oh my gosh, we can't take anything serious with them two here. Okay. Yes. Cheyenne and Julia are here. Cheyenne has been begging me to get Julia up here, and I said I wanted to wait for their season to be over. Perfect timing. And now they're finally here. So how you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and you guys, I'm just playing. You don't have to be upset. You can relax, but like, don't be laughing the whole episode. Just a little background about them. Cheyenne and Julia are about to graduate from Grace Farm Academy, which is a high school in Westport, Connecticut. They played on the varsity basketball team all 4 years. They've been playing basketball together since the 4th grade, right? And kind of just grew their relationship from there. So I think this is going to be a very interesting conversation for other athletes in high school who are looking to play in college and just, have different questions about different things. So I definitely want to get them on here before they leave off to college, which is crazy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so let's just, I already kind of gave an introduction about you guys, but a quick introduction. Julia, you can start with you.
Okay. Hi, my name's Julia. Senior. I turned 18 in February, so I'm also an adult, but I played, I'm an adult. But I've played soccer and basketball my whole life. Obviously, most of my basketball years were spent with Chey. But yeah, 2-sport varsity athlete in, high school. Yeah.
Where are you going to college?
Oh, I'm going to Princeton.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Princeton
I knew
University.
that, but I wanted you to,
Going to Princeton University in New Jersey. And I'm going to play soccer there, which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
So.
Okay. Do you know what you're studying or what you want to study?
I don't know for sure. I had a conversation with a current sophomore at Princeton yesterday to kind of like figure out the requirements and stuff, but I'm super interested in like humanities and like English specifically. So I was learning about like the different tracks and stuff that I can take, but probably something like that.
And I know that's sometimes stressful, like what to choose, but there's people who go in and don't decide till their sophomore year. So you have time, but it's good to know like where you're interested before you go. Yeah. So that's what's up. Okay, so we got a Princeton scholar in the house.
Yeah.
Your dad also went to Princeton too, right?
Yeah, my mom.
Oh, and your mom?
Yeah.
And your brother. I knew your brother was there, but I didn't know your mom was there. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah,
and the family.
She was actually supposed to play soccer, but then she got hurt. So, yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Nice. I did not know your mom was there.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Chey, go ahead. A little bit about yourself.
I'm Cheyenne.
Speak loud.
I'm Cheyenne. I'm a senior too. I just turned 18. I've been playing basketball for a long time. I played soccer too for a little bit, but I wasn't too good at it. No, I'm just kidding. I was great. And then I'm going to High Point University.
What are you doing?
I'm going to play basketball at High Point. I don't know what I'm going to study. I'm still kind of confused on my next career path.
You talk about how you're a big photographer?
Oh yeah, I'm also on the track team. I'm playing varsity track this year. I'm doing great. Doing high jump, shot put, and some running.
Okay.
Some running
I don't know why she got alright. Cheyenne likes to play shy, like play like she's shy and nervous, but like when you really have a conversation with her, she is very intelligent and very in tune with her emotions as well. I think she gets that from me. Oldest, youngest, as you can tell, but no, they're both are going to a Division I college. I'm so proud of you guys. And it's crazy because 2 years ago, did you guys think you would be here?
Yeah.
You sure? Like
I didn't think I was gonna. I don't know where I was gonna go to school, but like it was always my goal. Like that was always what I was gonna do. Like I didn't have any doubt about it. It was just like, if it happens, it happens.
Actually, yeah, it's true. I agree with that. I didn't know like where I was gonna end up or how it was gonna like pan out, but yeah, I agree. That was also.
I think that's where I was going with it. Like 2 years ago, you had no idea that you would be a Division I athlete, even though those were your dreams and stuff like that. It was just it didn't happen until like this past summer, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can I talk about that? Like what happened for you this last AAU season?
Yeah. So I had interest from like colleges going into my sophomore and junior year, but then like junior summer is like when it all kicked off for me. I started getting offers in my junior summer, and it just kind of went from there.
I can't. I cannot. Cheyenne's being very modest right now. She went into her AAU season with 0 offers last year. Not one, okay? And she finished off with about 11 or 12. And
14.
I think, my bad.
14. She's
that
got
needs to
it.
be something that like other athletes hear because
I had no offers, and then I ended up with mad offers to the end of my AAU season. I was like talking to coaches, but it was like nothing like solid. Like it was just kind of like here and there, but yeah.
And the only reason why I want you to like say it and be honest about your recruitment process is because there's a lot of kids right now who feel like they don't have the opportunity to go to college or play in college because nobody's talking to them, and it's their freshman, sophomore year, and even their junior year. But all it takes is one game. All it takes is one time for a coach to see you and see what you're doing. That shouldn't stop the work that you put in to get to where you're at right now. So that's kind of what I was going for. Thanks, Cheyenne. Julia, soccer is a little different. Like, how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, it's a little earlier. So the big like season for soccer is sophomore summer, actually. So it's a year earlier, and so most people know where they're gonna, or not most, but like a percentage of people know where they're gonna go by like September of their junior year, and that was kind of me. I committed, I think like September 20th, something like that.
Okay.
And so it was like August and early September was really busy for me, like going on visits and stuff. But I really was only looking at 3 schools seriously. Because with soccer, the date is June 15th where coaches can start like calling and emailing you. Before that, they can't communicate with you. And so when that day came around, I got a few emails, I got a few calls, but it was like D2, D3, and again, like that wasn't really my goal. And so I kept playing games, and then it ended up being Dartmouth, Brown, and Princeton all reached out to me. So I talked with their coaches on the phone, I visited all 3 schools, and then I settled on Princeton.
Nice. And there's AAU for soccer as well. That usually happens in the wintertime or it's a fall sport. So when does that kick off? So
our like I guess like preseason you could call it would be winter. So that's when we do like our fitness and all that stuff. But then the season is spring and summer, just like AAU.
Okay.
And you go to like showcases and tournaments, and they're all over the place. And usually it's like 3 to 4 games, and then you pack it up, go home.
When did you have to decide if you wanted to play soccer or basketball in college?
Good question. Yeah, so Cheyenne kind of knows the story. I was like still completely like undecided and like split between the two, honestly. And there was actually a long period of my life that I thought I was going to play basketball. But it was really because soccer is a year earlier. I knew before sophomore summer I probably had to decide because that's when, the soccer offers and stuff was going to come. But I pretty much decided the start of my sophomore year, or like maybe freshman summer, just because freshman year basketball for high school wasn't a good experience. And then AAU basketball freshman year was not a good experience. So it was just like back-to-back 2 things where I was like, okay, yeah, I don't think this is for me.
That makes sense. And I think it's nice too that you were able to lean on both sports to see which route you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because the passion was there for both sports.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
like, which one is actually going to take me further than the other?
Yeah, exactly.
And that just makes sense to like make that decision. I know a lot of two-sport athletes. Some people play soccer, basketball. Some people play basketball, lacrosse.
Yeah.
And I think it's great to know, or not early, but like as the high school season progressing, which sport you're getting the most recognition or the most shine. So you can kind of spend more time on that sport, but still also have the other sport in your back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, which helped out for you guys. I know that it was a hard decision for you if you wanted to play basketball this year, but the fact that you were able to commit early and then, kind of have basketball on the side, kind of worked out in your favor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So. All right. So as you can see, they just keep laughing and giggling every time they look at each other. What is your earliest memory of each other? Like, you guys been together for so long. What can you think, like, when you think about, like, the first time you meet each other?
Nah, Julia remembers me. Tell them, like, walking.
Okay, yeah. So, guys, I was on this team called St. Teresa's, and I had all my good teammates, and we had been together for a year or two before Chey joined the team. And we were all, like, warming up for practice. We were shooting at the far hoop, and this kid walks in, and she was shorter than me at the time, believe it or not. You were wearing a red shirt, and you had your hair out in, like, the bun that she used to do.
She never took her hair out.
She never took her hair out of the bun. And this kid walks in, and our coach is like, okay, like, we have a new player, like, practicing with us today. And this girl walks in, does not say a word to anybody, and is shooting at the opposite hoop that everyone else is at. And I'm looking around like, what's going on right now? But one of my teammates and really good friends at the time, she was like, let's go say hi to her. I was like, okay. So we go over, we, like, cannot get 2 words out of her, which is, like, crazy because she yaps all the time now. But, like, that was the first, she was super quiet, and she was very good, and she held her own in practice, but literally would not look at anyone, would not talk to anyone, and then 2 years later, like, we totally have her out of her shell and stuff, but it's funny to look back on that because you're, like, so different than that first whole time.
I remember seeing Julia, like, when I was playing with, like, Lanita's team, like, when my dad was playing up, I remember seeing them, and I remember seeing them try out. And I remember she was just the only black girl there. That's kind of how I remembered her face. And so I remember seeing her at practice and stuff. But I grew really close to her and another one of our teammates very fast. And just from there, like, we just became really good friends.
I think that's a great story. You have a really great memory.
I know.
Like, sure.
It's in there.
When you see somebody who just goes to the opposite rim, like,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, what is she doing?
Which is so funny because, like, that was Chey growing up. Like, very smart, very intellect with everything that's going on, but trying to just act.
There wasn't an act.
Trying to act different.
I just like to figure out what I'm going into first, then I know who I can be.
That's valid. And you also played up, like, with Lanita's team, so you were always, like, not the odd one out, but, like, everybody had their age group, and then you were just there on the team because your dad was the coach. So it was good that you actually had that bond with your St. Teresa's girls, and you guys went on to win a lot of championships together, a lot of years.
We had a good team.
It was a good run, very good run. And it's great that you were able to continue to go to GFA. Now, did y'all know y'all were both going to GFA? Was that something planned, or it just happened like that?
Yeah, so, like, I kind of knew I was going to go there. I'd gone to a couple other schools, but I knew I was going to go there because Lanita was already there, so it was kind of, like, done deal. But then, like, a couple other girls, or a lot of the girls from our team were going to Trumbull or, like, schools like that, and so I think you were looking at Trumbull, right?
I was looking at Trumbull and Notre Dame, and then, like, I was in St. Joe's, and I was, like, kind of looking at the public school for my town, but, like, not really because their sports weren't that good. And yet, like, I always knew that GFA was my top choice, but I was kind of hesitant to tell my parents that because I didn't want to, like, put pressure on them because GFA is, like, really expensive, and I didn't know if they were going to, like, give us enough money, basically, for me to be able to go there.
Right. That's facts. It's so... Have y'all watched Win or Lose on Disney Plus?
No.
If y'all have not watched Win or Lose on Disney Plus, please watch it. It's a cartoon,
It's a cartoon?
but 8 episodes, 1 season. I watched it yesterday from beginning to end and did not realize I was gonna watch it. But when you watch it and really understand, what are you doing? When you watch it and really understand, like, the message behind it, it's so real. It doesn't seem like a cartoon show. Like, it's like one of those things, like, kids don't need to watch. Not they don't need to watch it, but they wouldn't understand unless you're, like, your age or, like, my age.
Yeah.
But you saying that, one of the girls, was like trying to raise money for her to play softball the next year while her mom's working and stuff like that too. It's really, really good. But that's real. Because, you know, even though you're young and want to go to school of your choice, the fact that you were thinking like, okay, like, how much does this cost? Like, what?
Right.
How can I do it? But it worked out in the end for you guys.
Yeah.
Which I'm very glad that it did. What's your funniest practice story you guys have with each other?
I was thinking about this because there's just so many. Because she's like crazy, and there's just so many things. I was literally trying to think because even this year there were like
It's
just
funny.
so many goofy things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
We've had goofy teams.
Yeah. Goofy teammates.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to think of like what do you think the funniest thing that ever happened was?
I don't think there's like a funniest thing. I just think like me, you and Maddie, like we have like
that's true.
this like a what is it called, like our notes of like the funny things that we say. Like there's just like funny moments that go on and like we just like think about all the time or like say things like that, like know their tendencies or like just like things our coaches would say. We just would laugh so hard every single time.
So what would you say would be like a benefit of like being on the team for so long? Like
Together?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of, obviously there's a transfer portal and it's going crazy. People just up and leave at, because things are not working out. But like the benefits of staying on the team, like how does that transform like for the long run for you guys? Like what do you think when you think about that?
I mean, honestly, it's funny. Sometimes it's hard to be on a team with your friends because like you have to be honest with them and like be hard on them if you want them to get better. And some people like don't respond to that sometimes. So you kind of got to learn how to talk to people. I've always just been able to talk to Cheyenne. She's always been able to talk to me, like whatever it is. Like I can be hard on her. She can be hard on me. We can both take constructive criticism. It's like no big deal. So being on her team for forever has been like just easy because I feel like we know each other. But that being said, like teams change every year and you kind of have to like relearn your role. And I know for me this year and the past year when it was clear that like, I'm a soccer player and this isn't really what I do, I kind of needed to learn how I was going to fit in and what role I was going to play and what I was going to be to the coach and to Shy and to my teammates, like what they needed from me and like kind of balance that with like what I wanted to do for myself. But I mean, being with one person for so long, I mean, I feel like it just helps everything.
Yeah. And, like, also just, like, playing style. Like, she knows how I play.
Yeah, sure.
And I know how she plays. So, like, just knowing where we can find each other and knowing, like where she's at on the court, where I'm at on the court. And then, like, even like you said, like, the whole soccer role, like, she's been a leader, like, everywhere she goes. So, like, it's really easy for her to just fit in. And, like, we always had, like, our secret captain thing. Like, when we weren't captains, like, we were always the leaders of the team.
The chemistry, I think, is a big thing, though.
Definitely.
Like, knowing, the person's strength, the person's weakness. Like, I feel like after 1 year, it's kind of hard to pick up on that.
Yeah.
It takes time to develop that. And like you said, like, your role changed every year on the team. But if you have the chemistry within the team, like, it's easy for your role to switch around, if that makes sense. Because every year, captains change. People become seniors and they move on. Somebody else has to step up. But there's still chemistry on the team, even though the title's there. That just gives you an opportunity to open up your mouth and say different things when it's needed to be said.
Yeah.
And I think you pointed out a really good part about that, Julia, of like having that hard conversations on the court. It is hard when you have to do it with friends versus people that you just met. But I think it helps your relationship in the end. Because you can see that it's not just I'm telling you what you want to hear, but I'm telling you what you need to hear to help us get to where we need to be as a whole. And I think you guys had to deal with that a lot this year and past years as well, but it also helped you to see like your strengths and weaknesses, what you need to work on, versus what the other person needs to work on, but actually how do I need to deliver a message that maybe depends on the different person that I'm talking to, because everybody receives things differently. So that's good. I'm glad you said that. How has your relationship changed since the 4th grade?
Well, I think like all throughout middle school we were pretty close and stuff, and then going into high school it was a little different. Like, she had a little different group of friends and I was still shy again. We just kind of like, we had different groups of friends at the time. We weren't as close, but I think like sophomore year, well, we got trauma bonded freshman year.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year was a little different. And then like the end of sophomore year to like senior year now, like, we just became a lot closer. Like, I tell her everything. She tells me everything. Yeah.
Yeah, she went from, like, you know, obviously, like, a really close friend in childhood. And then, like she said, like, I was friends with slightly different people. Like, I had some of, like, my soccer friends. And then she was friends with some of the people Anita was friends with and some other people on the basketball team. And like I said, that year for me was kind of hard. I wasn't as close with the people on the basketball team as she was. And so we were still friends, but not like close like that. But then, yeah, end of sophomore year, like, she's like my ride or die. Like, it's just, like, it's, you know, like, she's one of my best friends. So.
Oh, you're cute.
Thanks, Shy. Thanks, Shy.
So, you know, with that becomes, like, yes, this is your childhood friend, one of your best friends. With that becomes now you're going to 2 different colleges. Like, what do you guys, you know, how's that change for you? Like, what do you plan on doing to, you know, stay connected?
I gotta get Instagram.
Nothing's gotta get social media.
I gotta get Snapchat.
You have no social media?
I have no social media.
Wow, how are you gonna share this?
I don't know.
I did not know that.
On email?
Yeah, you didn't? Yeah, I'll email it.
Let's just take a pause there.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. I don't know if that was by force or by choice, but like a little bit of both, but like
a little bit of both. Like,
okay.
I didn't get a phone until summer before freshman year.
Wow. Okay.
Not my choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, "We'll let you get like social media stuff junior year." I think they said Instagram sophomore year and Snapchat junior year. Mm-hmm. My mom like hates Snapchat. I don't know why. She like thinks it's like the devil. I was like, okay. But then like at a certain point, I guess like seeing all my friends and it'd come to me and be like, oh, they posted this and I look so bad, and I was just like, I'm an anxious person and I felt like that wouldn't help me. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like that would stress me out even more. So I just figured I didn't really need it. Okay. And then TikTok got banned. So I mean, there's but I think now like I'll probably get it so I can stay in touch with all them. But yeah, It was like half by force and then half by choice, I guess.
I like the fact that like it didn't blow your brains. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just because like people nowadays feel like they need it. Like they can't go a day without it.
And a lot of people told me I needed it for recruiting. And my parents were just like, no, like, trust, like, it'll be fine, like, it's gonna be okay. And I got stressed out about that. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not gonna get recruited. I need, like, I want this, I need this. But, like, you don't need that. You don't need that. Mm-hmm. It, like, my dad would always tell me, if you're good enough, they'll find you somehow.
Thanks. I like that a lot because it's not a necessity for everything.
No.
I tell Chey, if I didn't put my podcast, like, clips on TikTok, I would never be on it. Mm. Because I don't see the point of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Instagram, I have Snapchat, but like now that I'm older, we don't even really be on Snapchat like that. It's just for a thing that you go back and look at the memories, like, all the memories that's on there. But Instagram is like the one thing that I've really been on. Everything I've kind of weaned out. But like you said, it's not needed. It helps get through whatever you're going through. Yeah, and it's nice to connect and laugh and stuff. Like. Even Facebook, I'm on it because I know my old elder relatives are on there, so I can connect with them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm glad you pinpointed that out. Yeah. Chey, any thoughts?
I have social media. I love social media. I think there's a good side of it and a bad side of it. I mean, I used it for recruiting. I didn't really do anything. Like my dad, he like ran my Twitter and just like whatever he put on there and like. I would share my offers and stuff like that, but like if you're good as Julia, you don't need it. The whole staying in touch thing, like I do stay in touch with a lot of my friends on like Snapchat and stuff, or like just like sending videos because it's just easier than like texting. But like I text Julia and I'll FaceTime her frantically if I need something, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. Like even I was telling like my former athletes like. Just because they graduate don't mean that y'all gotta stop talking to them.
Right,
there was one point in time where you talk to them every single day. They helped you to get through that period of life. Mm-hmm. I still have college teammates that I talk to from to this day, and obviously, Instagram helps me to stay in touch with or keep in touch with stuff that they got going on. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things where like if God introduced you to those people and those were your people, they were your people for a reason.
Yeah.
So definitely find time to stay connected, and I know I don't have to tell you guys that, but like. When things get tough or whatever, just like you would lean on each other if you was at GFA, I think you guys can still do that when you go into college.
Right.
Especially with the different schools that you're going to, you guys will be going through different things during the season, but the emotional connection will still be there. So, that's definitely something to think about. So how do you think, your team has your team experience. Are you okay? Like, what is wrong with you?
You need to watch the video of the face she just made. Why'd you make that?
Yeah. How do you think this team experience has shaped who you are today?
Oh, God.
I think, like, overall, like, love all my coaches. I think dealing with them as a coach and separating them from the human part is probably one of the hardest things to do. Like, you gotta remember that these people are human too.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, in basketball, it's just, like they're getting on you, like, they're yelling at you, like, we're running, like, oh, I want to hate you then. But, like, off the court, knowing who they are and separating that, I think that's really good. I think that kind of helped me. And then, like, just a part of, like, getting on me a lot, like, there's a lot of rough conversations needed to be had a lot, and so like having those just helped me, like, have what is it called? Confrontational?
No, confrontational.
Sure, yeah.
Like, yeah, like conversations like that. Like, I can have hard conversations now, and I can sit there and I can look someone in the eye and have a hard conversation now. So I think that definitely helped me. And then, like, just like having confidence in yourself, period. I think that translates from like sports to like real world and just like anything you do and having confidence.
Yeah, I mean, the team, there was definitely, like, lots of high moments and lots of low moments, like, to be like, it was very up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being a part of the soccer team at GFA was, like, a much more steady experience. In basketball, like, you honestly never really knew what was going to happen. Not to say there were amazing coaches that I connected with and, you know, talk and love them to this day, but it was definitely, like, a character building experience for me. Like, I came in and Cheyenne knows, like, freshman year, I was just, like, kind of, like a shell of myself. Like, I wasn't even, like, there. And so for me, it was, like, this is going to sound, like, corny as hell, but it was just, like, honestly, it was just, like, about, like, perseverance and, like, just trying to, like, just, like, keep going.
Right.
Like, just take one foot in front of the other, take it day by day. Because there were a lot of moments where I did want to quit, and I almost did. And I'm happy that I didn't, and it just was like, you can do hard things. Like, you can figure it out.
You literally answered the next question. Was there ever a moment that you almost wanted to quit?
Oh,
obviously, you just said
yes.
it. So what kept you going?
Honestly, so it's funny. I've wanted to quit basketball and soccer at different times, but basketball definitely more recently. And the reason I played is, like, I mean, Shy is, like, obviously a big reason. Like, you know, she leaves, like, really early this summer. Like, I'm not really going to get to see her a ton. And I would have been really, really upset with myself if I looked back and was like, damn, like, I didn't get to see her for, like, 4 months in the season when we would have spent every day together and hung out after and all this stuff. And we made so many more memories and inside jokes this year, so I'm very glad that I ended up doing it. But honestly, like, I don't think of myself as a quitter. So just because it was going to be hard, I wasn't going to just stop doing it. Because I also fell in love with the sport when I was, like, 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that girl would have been upset if I had hung up the sneakers and just been like,
such a great answer.
That's it for me.
Right, you spend so much time with the sport, so much money, so much time,
yes, lots of money
invested into it.
Lots of money.
Let someone make you quit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It literally just comes down to that.
Yeah.
And to go back to the coach's point, which is a great answer. I'm glad you said that. I feel like that was one of your biggest growth spurts. Just understanding that you can't always blame the coach. Like, yes, there are some different things that they may have done that you don't agree with, but, like, why did you start playing in the first place? Who are you playing for? What's your passion behind it? And if you know that basketball and soccer is your passion, it's one of those things, like, how could you let someone who just walked into your life, like, take that away from you?
Yeah.
All the hours you done spent, the film you watched, like, the confidence that you built to get to where you're at right now. And I think that, you know, we keep talking about coaches, but you guys went through 3 different coaches in 4 years.
It's crazy when you say that out loud. What the heck?
Literally 3 coaches in 4 years. That's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really happen like that.
No.
So it's one of those things where, like, while you're adjusting to high school, while you're adjusting to the people that are on your team, you're also adjusting to coaches who have different coaching styles, who have different coaching leadership. You know, and I feel like I'm glad that you guys got to experience that early, even though, like, it sucked in the moment, but it prepared you guys for college more than you know, because, you know, you never know what's going to happen within these next 4 years, but, like, the fact that you already been through it, you know that you don't have to lean so much onto that, but the why you're playing in the first place and how you got here in the first place.
Yeah.
So if you have, like, you know, even to the other athletes out there who love to blame it on the coaches. Like, it's so easy to blame it on them, but like, what are you doing to make sure that you're doing all your part and you're fully invested and fully bought into the system? So, yeah, 3 coaches in 4 years is tough, but you guys did it.
Oh, that might have been the funniest moment. Should we clap?
After one of our coaches left, they said, "Yeah, I'm leaving." We're all sitting there in silence. Some people crying, and Julia's staring right at them, and she goes, "Well, should we clap?" Dead silence.
Not in like a happy way, just sort of like, I don't even know. I was 14.
She was sick of it.
I was 14.
I was 14. You can't blame me.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, that was tough. I didn't.
3 coaches in 4 years.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I think the transitions were the hardest part, and learning them was definitely very difficult. And then like coming into the atmosphere that we were at like the private school, and it's a little different. It's very different than like just coming from like different places. It's very different, just like different environments, different people.
That's true.
So like just being there is transitioning there for the coach. We know that's hard, but then like kind of putting that onto us is a little bit. It's a different like it's hard too. Yeah.
It's hard to maintain. You, like you said, you're 14. 15 is like
Yeah.
the youngest part of your teenage years, and I know you think 18 is adult, but please give it 2 more years. I'm an adult. Please.
I'm an adult now.
But it's one of those things too. Like once you get to my age, like you're gonna look back and think about the things that you went through, and be like, "Yo, I really survived this. I really survived that. I really had the mental capacity to deal with certain things that I was going through." And it's really gonna help you to like take yourself out the equation and look back at the stuff you went through and be like, check some things off your list for your future to learn how to navigate through those emotions that you go through.
Yeah.
So give yourself some grace.
We also had like 7 people on the team most years.
Very true.
Like
which
every
was crazy.
Single year,
Very true.
Little numbers, little no one half the time. Like especially like when preseason was absolutely the worst time ever because we had like all soccer players on our team. They'd be playing soccer or just whatever sport they'd be playing. And they couldn't start practicing with us until like their season was over. So it was like 2 straight weeks of just running and conditioning with like
5 people. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna. I was at soccer, so I can't even. But like, cause we would normally do well, so we would do like. It'd be like a week or 2 into like preseason, and so then like the 4 people who like just played basketball would just be like running like maniacs, and we'd walk by and be like, "Oh my god, like I'm so like I feel like I should leave, like I shouldn't even be here," because we like physically weren't allowed by the school to join the practice until after our season was done.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. You guys won the championship this year, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you.
You get rings?
No, we didn't. We got a trophy, but no rings.
Like it don't come next year.
Right, never.
It never came. It never came.
We'll leave that alone.
It never came.
But basketball and soccer isn't everything that you guys did while you were at GFA. You're still there now, but probably when this come out, you'll be graduating. But what are the things did you guys do to kind of maintain that, like, outside life, outside of basketball?
Want me to go first?
Oh, okay, I'll go.
Yeah, you got it.
I think like part of that is a little bit of a lie because like basketball was a lot. Like it's like a constant thing that I was doing personally, just because like I just wanted to get better.
Did you just say my question was a lie?
Kind of.
I asked a question. I said basketball.
Don't worry about that. Anyways, like there's obviously other things I did, like other things I do, like, and it's like I don't really know how to answer this question because like,
wasn't you in the choir?
Well, talk about your
I
event.
forgot about
Right,
that.
like,
thank you.
yes, like outside club,
yeah,
like the ballots, like.
And also, your advanced inquiry, like you're a big photographer,
Right.
like.
Okay. So basically, I was in the choir for 2 years with my older sister, and then I quit. And then, right now I'm doing an advanced inquiry in photography. So I've been like early spring and like a little bit of like, it was like, or no, sorry, in the fall I was taking a lot of pictures of like the soccer team and the field hockey team, and I took some pictures at her games for Notre Dame and then my older sister's games, and I've just been doing like a little project and like empowering women's sports, I guess. So that's something I've been doing. I'm just gonna push it. I'm just stuck on the fact that you just said that my question was a lie.
That's exactly what I wanted you to get to. Your project that you're doing right now. Like, literally talk about that.
I thought you were saying something else. That's why I said it was a lie. Okay, my project, I take pictures. I've been taking pictures. Jasmine here has been a big inspiration for my picture taking. She did some documentaries and stuff in college, and she let me use her camera a couple times. Took some pictures at like some family events, and I liked it. And so it's like, yeah, why not? And I never wanted to join the thing, like photography class, because I didn't want to be with those people in it. But because I knew it was a smaller class and it was like only seniors, and I was like, alright, it's fine. And so yeah, I've been doing that, and it's a lot of fun for me. And we have our big symposium thing coming up soon.
Talk about the symposium. What
Yeah,
are you doing?
they don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like it's where you present all your work you've been doing year long. So like a lot of the seniors, like Julia's doing one too for poetry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of the seniors just present their work and what they've been doing to like the whole school and to parents. And so I'll have I'm having I don't know what it's called, but it's with two other girls. A panel with two other girls, and there's like an interactive experience. We have like our pictures hung up on the wall, and we're gonna have like some screens with our pictures being shown, just to show what we've been doing and throughout the year.
So what is your topic? That's what I want you to get.
Women's sports, empowering women's sports.
Okay, and the photos that you took captured what?
Emotions.
Cheyenne sent me this long paragraph last week, and I just don't understand why she's acting like this.
I'm not.
She literally captured emotions within women's sports. She is going to be presenting with the shirt Everyone Watches Women's Sports, but the photos that she has captures emotions outside of the sport to kind of capture different...
Their story, their journey behind like all of it. Like, because like, I feel like this year, especially like for our basketball team, like, Matt, like we have one of our friends, Maddie, at our school. She does photography. She's really good at it. She takes pictures of like a lot of the people at our school and other schools. And she would go to the boys' game, and there'd be other people at the boys' games who like decided to do pictures like her. And no one would ever show up to our game, even like the photographer for the school. Like no one would ever show up to our game to like take pictures or just like even support.
She was the only one.
Right. And so like kind of the idea behind that kind of like frustrated me, and like she called them out for it, which I was like, yes, like do it, because like it's nonsense. Like, and we're great too. Like we were a really good team this year. We had some setbacks and stuff, but anyways, like we were really good. Like got mad Division I prospects. Like, and I was angry about the situation and how we were being treated. And so I was like, I'm gonna focus on women's or female sports strictly just to show like empower them and like things like that. And yeah.
Thanks, Shay.
There you go. Good job.
Right. It took so much to get it out. I don't know why, but Julia, I did not know you did poetry.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
It's funny. I have been like writing for like when I was a kid. I really liked to write, and like English was always my favorite subject, but I never really thought that like anything was going to happen with it. Like I didn't even really think that there was like anything I could do with it. But last year, our junior year, they come to you with like, oh, you can do an advanced inquiry in certain topics. And originally I thought I was going to write a lot more like fiction and like memoir type stuff, but I started writing poetry and I really liked it and I just stuck with it. So now I have like my advanced inquiry project is in creative writing, but mostly poetry. And I just have like an anthology of like a bunch of poems.
Nice.
Yeah.
Personal or like,
yeah.
related or it's just about anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I have a character that I create that recurs in a bunch of poems, and but like she's very similar to myself, and then like basically all the other ones are about my life. There are some that aren't, but most of them are either directly my life or like related based on my life.
And that's what you plan to share on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So that when I asked that question, that's what I meant. Like you guys have things that you do outside the sport, and obviously, you probably joined choir because Lanita joined choir, and it was just nice to sing with your sister. But, you kind of find your own niche. Starting off with taking different. You were capturing photos that other people weren't capturing because you understood the story behind the photo.
Right. It was like I call them like freeze frame moments. Like there's like moments that like I have in my head that I remember from like my entire sports career that like I don't have a picture, but like I can remember them, and like I was like I wanted to do that for like other people and get those pictures and just like things like that.
Nice. And even going back to the poetry, that character that you built outside, like just to tell the small stories,
Mhm.
kind of help you to tell those stories with just bringing out that inner child of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Thank you guys for answering the question. So what are you looking forward to the most in college?
Freedom.
I knew she was gonna say that. Her own room. She gets her own freaking room.
I think it's just a lot more freedom, a lot more like. Obviously, it's not as like for my schedule, but like I feel like I'll be more free there. Sometimes I feel locked down at home, and I like to explore. So like exploring will be a lot
I like
of fun.
to explore.
Exploring will be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to meet new people and just kind of embark on a new journey. I'm not sick of high school, but I'm ready for something new.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I think about graduating and I get really sad because, like, I don't want to leave. Like, I love my family and I love, like, all of them, and I don't want to. Why are you laughing at me? And I don't want to leave, like, any of them, but, like, definitely ready for, like, the next thing. And I'm excited to, like, as much as I've loved playing soccer and basketball my whole life, I feel like splitting time sometimes has been tough. And so, like, being able to dive into one, I'm really excited about. And kind of like what Shai was saying, meeting new people, because where we're at, like, there's like, we have a good group of friends, but like across the board, sometimes it's hard to like connect with some people who we're surrounded with on a daily basis. So I'm hoping I'll find some more good ones.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure to put like some past videos and pictures of you guys from 4th grade and stuff like that.
Oh no!
Some videos and pictures of
My
you guys
hair.
at your signing day and everything. But I can't wait until you guys are seniors in college and you're back on the podcast to like, talk about the last 4 years that you've been through, because these answers are just like so hilarious, and I could say what's in my head, like, oh yeah, just wait, like, you know, but
Oh,
like,
God.
also you guys have to experience it yourself. So I had to learn that too, like me being the oldest, already experienced half the things that Chey, you know, is looking forward to experience. Is like, I don't want to shut down that experience without her experiencing it as well. I can give her the advice to help her to get through different things, but I want her to be able to experience her full 4 years without me planting seeds of like what could have happened or what she should avoid and stuff like that. I feel like that's my biggest growth with being a big sister, because I was able to experience things when people told me, oh, the 4 years go by fast. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And then realizing that it really does go by fast, and I needed to take advantage of those 4 years when I had them. It's just small things like seeds that I would plant to encourage her, like to, and even you know, you have my number now, like anything that you need, like, you know, I'm here. But like just small advice to like help you get through it without taking away that experience through it all. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
I think that is, you know, just something that I'm excited to see you guys, like, you know, within these 4 years, like, grow and mature and understand that, you know, everything that you thought you wanted, you didn't want, or everything that you did want, you got. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the flip side of that is, like, I'm just excited for you guys to experience it. That's it.
Gotta watch Shine March Madness.
Yeah, exactly. Watching Cheyenne March Madness. Now I gotta follow up on Princeton soccer. I don't know. I do not watch any soccer, but I will be watching the games for sure.
ESPN Plus.
I got ESPN Plus.
They'll be on there.
The Hulu package is really great. Okay, but last question. If you could give your 4th grade selves one piece of advice, what would it be?
You want to start or you want me to do it?
You got it.
Okay. Kind of like what I was saying before, like, you're going to go through hard times, and there are going to be, like, dark patches, and there are going to be people who, you know, you thought were your people who aren't, and some people who, you know, you meet, and now they're, like, you're going to go through ups and downs. Just remember, like, who you are, and remember what you love. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Chey? Speak loud.
Great. I think just, like, keep going. You know, or just like take advantage of like the little moments and like push through it. It'll get easier. It'll get better. Like everything will be fine. It's gonna work out.
It's gonna work out. Yeah.
That's good. I still remember. I'm always gonna bring this up, but I still remember. We used to have a hoop outside our house, right in the middle of the street, and Cheyenne was shooting free throws. And Cheyenne was the type to get so mad. Just so mad. And I literally told her, I said, the game is just as much mentally as it is physically. Like, if your head's not straight, you're not on right, like, you can't perform. No matter how good you think you are, or whatever the case may be, like, it's not going to work out. And I think over the years, you have really, like, matured in that way to understand that. But, you know, Julia, you too, you guys both show emotion during the game, but you also understand that, like, you got to be locked in.
Yeah.
In order for, you know, to get to where you want to be. And I guess that's that pushing through mentality, just getting there.
I thought of one of the funny ones.
What?
We had an away game at Kent this year, and some girl, like, hit Chey, and they called a foul. They called a foul. But
hit me.
she, like,
She hit me.
and Chey goes, she bit me! And I lost
had
it.
bite marks on my
I was laughing so hard. She did not bite
Yes,
you.
she did.
No, she did not.
I can't.
She did.
But I thought of that because Cheyenne, like, she is able to, like, control her emotions. But, like, I feel like a few years ago she would have, like, got mad and, like, got all up in the girl's face. But she just, like, made it a joke. And I was dying. It was really funny.
Last question. I know they said it was the last question, but last question. Just graduated from college. What do you want to do next? This answer may change in 4 years, so I wanted to hear it now. So, but just off the head.
I want to be rich.
Okay.
You want to be rich as a college graduate.
That's my only goal. Sponsor me.
What do you want to do with your life
Right.
after you just graduated college?
I just want to be happy.
You not answered this question.
Okay.
I don't have
Please
anything.
Save us.
It's funny. My mom and dad always tell me, like, keep my dreams close to my chest so that people, like, can't use them against me. But I guess this will be good for later. I want to keep playing soccer after college if that's possible, like, in any capacity. And then don't really know what I can do with an English degree, but figure out what that is and start doing that too.
Thank you. Now, Cheyenne, can you give me some type of answer like Julia, please?
Sure. Okay. So I still want to be happy, and you know, maybe if basketball keeps going, I definitely like would want to play. Like, if I could play overseas, I think that would be cool. Like, just the experience. I don't want to go to, like, Lithuania. Maybe, like, Italy. That would be nice. Just experience it over there. I think that would be a lot of fun.
All the Lithuanians just got so mad.
Right, like, it just messed up my followers count.
Sorry, I just have heard some scary stories about there, so no. But, like, I think that would be cool. And then, I don't know what I want to major in, so I don't know what I want to get a job in, but I just want to be rich.
Thank you so much. I do like that. Keep your dreams close to your heart so nobody can turn that away. That's a good one. You want to say that one more time?
Yeah. Keep your dreams close to your... Why are you always doing this? You gotta keep your dreams close to your chest so that no one can use them against you.
That's a good one. I think we should end there. Chey Julia, thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Of course, no problem. Cheyenne's been wanting to do this for so long and she got up here and act so great.
I did great.
So great. But, you know, if you guys have any questions or want to follow them, High Point, Princeton, they'll be freshmen this upcoming season. And yeah, just follow their journey on hopefully Julia's Instagram real soon. My brothers, my sisters, I appreciate you guys always. And as always, I will see you later on the next episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were just laughing the whole time, bro.
Bro.
That was funny. What video? Okay. We're done here.